This absolutely changes the whole direction of the season. I do not care that the New York Yankees are 4 games out of the division. This is the most hope that I've had in this team in quite some time. Honestly, it is. They've given me a reason to believe in them. They've given me a reason to think, I think this team could potentially go to the World Series. Now, is their bullpen an issue? Yeah, it's the biggest issue on the team. But there's a lot of good to talk about when it comes to the New York Yankees. But before we get into that, if you love the Yankees and you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We're on the road here to 23,000 subscribers. So if you can help us get there, that would be a gigantic blessing. But the Yankees just played their most important stretch of baseball the entire year this season. The last 12 games began in Houston. Then they faced Toronto, Detroit. The first 2 games of that series were a little rough. That bullpen was a bit rough. But then they salvaged that series by winning the final game. And then they went into Boston and took 2 of 3 in Boston. And in fact, the final game of the Boston series wasn't even that bad. That first inning was awful. But after that, the Red Sox struggled. And the Yankees played pretty good baseball. They allowed too many runs in that first inning. The Yankees can absolutely, I think it would be a shock to many if they won the division. The Toronto Blue Jays have a tougher schedule than the New York Yankees the rest of the way. The Yankees, who do they have? They have Minnesota. They have Baltimore, a 4-game set with Baltimore. Then you have Chicago. Then you have a 3-game set with Baltimore again. Your remaining 13 games of the season, you have teams that are arguably 3 of the worst teams in Major League Baseball right now. The Twins are bad. White Sox are bad. The Orioles are bad. So the Yankees, I think they could absolutely just run the table here. They could go 11-2 the rest of the way. I mean, you have to take 3 of 4 of Baltimore, win 2 of 3, sweep the Twins, sweep the White Sox. They could do that. The one thing this Yankee team is very good at, it's hitting bad pitching. They're great at hitting bad pitching, and that's what these 3 teams have, bad pitching. So the Yankees, in my opinion, could absolutely take advantage of this and then make a run potentially at the division title. I get it. They're 4 games out. That's going to be hard to do. Totally understand that. There might not be much time left just because there's only 13 games left. And if the Blue Jays even go 500, I don't even think the Yankees could even win it then. So they're going to have to rely on the Blue Jays to kind of hit a little skid here, which they very well can. The Tampa Bay Rays have been playing pretty good as of late. They have Tampa twice. The Yankees, I think, are going to take advantage of this weak schedule the rest of the way. They're going to hit the heck out of the ball. Them going 7-5. They had to go 7-5 in over their last 12, and they did that. They went in there and got the job done. I would have loved to go 8-4, but that's okay. They had to go 7-5, and they did. I'm happy with that. It's just that bullpen scares the crap out of you, and come postseason, is that going to hurt them? Hopefully it doesn't, but it might. And it's funny, people are saying, oh, well, Will Warren against good teams, he's not good. Will Warren, in my opinion, won't even make the playoff rotation. You're going to take Heel, Schlittler, yes, Schlittler, Fried, and Rodon over Warren. Warren's your 5th. He's your true 5th starter. I'm taking Schlittler over Warren. I like Warren. I really do. I like him a lot. But just for that stat alone, him pitching against really good teams, I would just leave him alone when it comes to playoff starts. Pull him out of the bullpen if you need him. I think he could be a weapon out of the bullpen for sure. And maybe he could be part of the answer. But this upcoming schedule for the Yankee bullpen, but the upcoming schedule is incredibly, incredibly weak. And in my opinion, the Yankees have the bats to completely just dominate the next 13. Now, Aaron Judge is heating up. And is it a coincidence? Last year, he kind of, he fizzled out towards the end there. and that leaked into the playoffs. Now Mr. Judge is heating up. Over his last 14 days, Aaron Judge has 6 homers, hitting .378 with a 1309 OPS. Over his last 7, 5 homers, .429 batting average, a 1729 OPS. Aaron Judge this year, 48 homers. Am I nuts for thinking that when Judge is locked in like he is now, am I nuts for thinking that he could maybe approach 60? I get it. He's got to hit like 12 home runs in 13 games. That would require probably some multi-home run games because you may not have a game where you hit a home run. The likelihood is very low. But I could still see Aaron Judge finishing the year with more home runs than Cal Raleigh. And so many people are picking Cal Raleigh to win the MVP over Judge. Listen, if Aaron Judge wasn't having this kind of year, then yes, Cal Raleigh's the MVP. Most certainly is. He tied Mickey Mantle's record for most home runs in a single season for a switch hitter with 54. He's going to surpass that, and that record will be his. Aaron Judge having the year he's having, though, hitting .326, 48 homers, 1125 OPS. He's going to have, his 4th year of his career where he has 50 home runs or more. How do you not give it to you? Have to. Aaron Judge is going to win the MVP. And especially now since he's getting hot. He's been hitting good pitching on top of that. But also, too, now he's going to go against some bad pitching. He's going to take advantage of that bad pitching. I'm telling you, Aaron Judge is going to do his job. He's going to do his thing. He's going to put on a show these next 13 days. 13 games rather. That's why I think maybe, just maybe, he could approach 60 again. I know he's got to go on an absolute bender, but if anybody can do it, we've seen how hot this guy gets, and he's hot right now. We've seen how hot he gets. And he could get that hot where all of a sudden he's sitting at 57 with 2 games left in the year. It could happen with Aaron Judge. It could happen like that with him. And then imagine changing that narrative going into the postseason with the scorching hot Aaron Judge. Now imagine him having that opportunity to change the narrative, because the narrative is what? Oh, Aaron Judge is a bad postseason player. Well, if he's going in hot, and over this last stretch of games where we needed him most, he came up for us. He came up big. Like I said, over the last 12, the Yankees went 7-5, but Aaron Judge, over that span, let's just take the last 13, he hit .378 with 6 home runs, a 1309 OPS. People want to call him out and say, oh, he can't hit in big spots in important games. Well, that's what he did for you over this last stretch of games. He did that. So let's relax with that narrative. Let's believe in the best player in the sport, in the best offensive player in the sport, in Aaron Judge. Let's believe in him. And if he could carry this momentum into the postseason, it changes everything. The Yankees can absolutely change everything because of their weak schedule, right? Could absolutely get them out of the wild card. It would require the Blue Jays to lose a bit there, but also, too, Aaron Judge being as hot as he is, if that goes into the postseason, it changes everything, guys. It changes everything. You guys let me know what you think about that down in the comments. Am I just in denial? Am I a little nuts here? We talked about on this past Friday how the Yankees were talking with the Pittsburgh Pirates about Paul Skeens, and they offered Lombard and Spencer Jones, but the Pirates really didn't. The Yankees and the Pirates, they did not get anywhere with that. It was the Yankees just were like, hey, what is it? What would it take? We'll throw in Lombard and Spencer Jones just to see. And the Pirates just said, no, we're just not going to entertain that. But it was interesting, though, that the Yankees at least had dialogue with the Pirates, and not many teams did. The Yankees were one of the teams that we know did. So we'll see what happens with that in the offseason. I think something could happen with it. I don't foresee Paul Skeens signing an extension with Pittsburgh. I mean, when that kid hits free agency eventually, he's going to have the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the everybody in on him. Everyone's going to be in on Paul Skeens. So I do not foresee him signing an extension with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't care. Just don't see it. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. This is Joe, and until next time, signing out.